Yeah. Yeah.
Not a school. Elementary anyway.
Yeah.
I don't remember later on.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, Repay.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Well, I love those services because it is small number of people. It's more intimate, but
I always like the service.
and it's a nice service, yes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
And I always love living in here. Right, in the sanctuary, it's the congregation that gets to look at the beautiful trees in the background.
Yeah, which is always nice.
And the street is at 4 started.
Yeah, like overnight, and everything was so dark. So quick, like it was like October 1st, it was like, oh, 7 p.m. It's dark out, you know?
Yeah, it changes traffic, you're right.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from New Jersey. I've been living in New Orleans for the past 3 years, and it just doesn't. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so what's a man?
That's the man. But I notice some people that always come out of town.
It is what it is, you know. The internet can hear us right now. Hello. Boker Tov, Chag Sameach. All right. Boker Tov, good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great, thank you.
We are getting started. We're so close.
This is adult service.
Yeah, this is the grown-up one. Touch, yeah.
Yes, if you were to touch that.
We're just getting situated here if you're joining us online. Thank you for your patience. We can't see who's with us, so you have to offer disclaimers sometimes while we're chatting on Facebook and live stream. Anytime we're in here, we do live stream and Facebook typically now. Correct. We don't see you when we do that. I'm gonna shut the door. Because I bet we're gonna get a lot of traffic using this routine, as it were. Page 418. Here we go. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 chodecha. Vani eshtachave ve'echra evrecha lifnei Adonai osi. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la la, yai la 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 la. Vani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim birov chasdecha aneni be'emet yishecha. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la la, yai la 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 la. Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach. I'm going to start with a poem by Alden Salavi, who writes these really beautiful poems inspired by our liturgy and by our Jewish calendar. Make me like the coming rain, nourishing all that I touch. Make me like a gentle wind, quietly clearing old habits and the debris of my mistakes. Make me like the crisp air, present, refreshing, and free. Bless my days with service and my nights with prayer. Make me like the land, seeking solace and rest. Sukkot is a time of renewal. As the seasons change, so too do we. Sukkot encourages us to get outdoors, to feel the crisp air on our faces, to connect with the natural world, to allow our dead leaves to fall from our branches so that new ones might take their place, to let what is not serving us gently fall to the ground. We continue on page 420, thanking God for our bodies, that we are able to be here today. Please join me on the bottom of page 420.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, Repay kol basar umafli la'asot.
My God, the soul you have given me is pure.
You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks before you, Adonai, my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praised are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, beruach kol basar ish.
On page 424, we have Nisim b'chol yom, blessings for miracles that we see in our lives each and every day. We chant together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sechvi bina lehavchin ben yom uben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokev kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, roka haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei kaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish harumim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten layav koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina meinai utnuma me'afapai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bat chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bikura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Amen.
During Sukkot, it's a mitzvah, it's a commandment to literally dwell, right? To just be. Sukkot is intended to make us reflect on how we normally spend our times. What do we normally fill our days with? What usually occupies our hands, our minds, our hearts in our usual lives? Before we start the study of Torah, we always say, la'asok b'divrei Torah, that we are commanded to busy or occupy ourselves with the study of Torah. So as we continue in our service, I invite you to think about what are the ways that we busy ourselves with Torah, with our hands, our minds, and our hearts, and how might our lives look different if we created more space to do just that. We join together on page 433. There are 8 degrees in the giving of tzedakah,
Each one higher than the one before, to give grudgingly, reluctantly, or with regret, to give less than one should, but with grace, to give what one should, but only after being asked, to give before one is asked, to give without knowing who will receive it, although the recipient knows the identity of the giver, to give without making known one's identity, to give so that neither giver nor receiver knows the identity of the other, to help another to become self-supporting by means of a gift, a loan, or by finding employment for the one in need.
We transition into our Shacharit service with the words of Chetzi Kaddish, which can be found on page 451.
Yitkadav yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'almad yivrach yireutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dachol beit Yisrael, v'agalo v'zman kariv ve'yimru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei amayah. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitfa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitala shemei dekudsha v'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'alema ve'imeru. Amen. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch
Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvarei choshech, oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit, ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita, Malah haaretz kinyanecha, titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, Ve'al me'orei or she'asita yifarucha sela. Or chadash al Sion ta'ir. V'nizkeh kulanu mehera le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai. Yotzer ha'me'orot.
We close our eyes. We find a moment of silence. Take a deep breath in and out as we offer the words of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, vidhibartavam, vishivtecha bevetecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, ushochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot vein einecha, uchtavtam, Al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lema antizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then goodness enters our lives and we can begin to change the world. Michamocha, page 466.
Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nedar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot, oseh melech, shira chadasha, shibechu geulim, v'shimcha sifatayam, yachad kulam, hodu v'himlichu, ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Tur Yisrael kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, ufedechinu mecha Yehuda v'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai tzivaot shemo kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Adonai sefatai titach ukli agitenu hatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotinu v'imotenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol atara ve'oshia, morid hatal, mechalkel chayim v'chesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, zomer nochelim verofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ma'al geburot, umido melech, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach yeshua, me'eman atal hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol.
Page 476.
Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו כשמי מרון, הכתוב ביד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר,
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melochot haaretz, Kevodo.
עתירנו אדוני, אדוננו מעתיר שמך בכל הארץ.
Baruch Kevod Adonai, Mimkomo.
אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Yitzyon, Ledor vador, Hallelujah.
לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, לשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Page 480. Eloheinu ve'Elokei Avotenu ve'imotenu ya'aleh ve'yavo ve'yasaker zichronenu zichron kol amcha beit Yisrael lefanecha letovah ulechen ulechesed ulerachamim ulechaim u'shalom v'yom chag haSukkot hazeh. Our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of your people Israel and recall our merit for good and grace, and in loving kindness and compassion for life and peace on this festival of Sukkot. Zocherenu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tovah, ufokdenu bo livracha, v'hoshienu bo l'chaim.
Amen.
This day remember us for well-being.
Amen.
This day bless us with your nearness.
Amen.
This day help us to our fuller life. Please be seated. We take a few moments for private prayer.
Sim shalom, tova ubracha, chein v'chesed, v'rachamim, aleinu, v'kol Yisrael amecha. Barecheinu yotzreinu, kulanu ke'echad b'orpanecha, ki b'orpanecha natata lanu, baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, Shalom. Ose shalom, bimroma, kuyase shalom, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, amen. Ose shalom, bimroma, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. And on page 60, we have the blessing for Hallel, the section of Psalms that we recite on days when we are feeling particularly joyous, like a festival, like Rosh Chodesh. I'll offer the blessing first in Hebrew, and then let's do it together in English. 560. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu likro et ha'halel. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to sing hymns of praise. And on page 562, B'tzeit Yisrael mi'Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez, B'tzeit Yisrael mi'Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez, Hayta Yehuda lekodsho, Yisrael mamshalotav, Hayam Rav Ayanos, Hayarden Yisov le'achor, B'tzeit Yisrael mi'Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez, B'tzeit Yisrael mi'Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez.
Bottom of page 564. How can I repay Adonai for all God's bounties to me? I raise up the cup of deliverance and invoke the name of Adonai. I will pay my vows to Adonai in the presence of all God's people. The death of God's faithful ones is grievous in Adonai's sight. Adonai, I am your servant, the son of your maidservant. You have undone the cords that bound me. I will sacrifice a thanks offering to you and invoke the name of Adonai. I will pay my vows to Adonai in the presence of all God's people, in the courts of the house of Adonai, in the midst of Jerusalem. Hallelujah.
And we'll say the blessing when we conclude. We have a lulav and an etrog, and there's a little bit more outside. When we conclude, you can each take time and say the blessing and shake the lulav and smell the etrog. But for now, we'll offer the waving of the lulav in conjunction with some 118 at the bottom of page 565. Please rise. Hodu Adonai ki tov ki leolam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Yomar na Yisrael, ki le'olam chasdo. Yomar na Yisrael, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Yomru na Beit Aaron, ki le'olam chasdo. Yomru na Beit Aaron, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Yomru na yirei Adonai, ki le'olam chasdo. Yomru na yirei Adonai, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Please be seated. All right, continuing on page 568. We're beginning, as many of you who are here this morning have been to festival morning services many times, so you know exactly what's going to happen. In the event that you have not been to festival morning services here before, we're going to begin on the third line of text on page 568. It's a repeat after me. Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Berachnuchem mibeit Adonai. El Adonai vaya'er lanu. Yisruchak ba'avotim at karnot hamizbeach Eliata ve'odeka Elohai aromemeka Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasdo. And on page 569, we offer together in English the concluding blessing for Hallel. All your works shall praise you, Adonai, our God, and your faithful ones, the righteous who do your will, and all your people, the house of Israel, thank you in joyous song. And bless, praise, glorify, exalt, extol, sanctify,
and proclaim the sovereignty of your name. For it is good to give you thanks and to sing praises in your name, because throughout all time to eternity, you are God. Praise to you, Adonai, sovereign, praised in song. Amen.
We transition into our Torah service. We return to page 494. I'll invite everyone to please rise as we remove the Torah from its home,
Yes,
from
from
its
its place.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, udevom Yisrael mirushalayim. Nobody saw that. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Please be seated. So on Sukkot, on all of our festivals, we read a special Torah portion that describes the festival that we are celebrating that day. But I'll share that last night, as I was driving home, I saw that beautiful harvest moon as I was going home. And sometimes we get really caught up in the lulav and the etrog and the sukkah, and we forget that actually what Sukkot is about is this harvest festival where we sit and we celebrate the harvest moon. It's a holiday that's intended to remind us about the changing of the seasons, about praying for the rains to come. And every year we arrive at Sukkot and we're a little bit different. The world is a little bit different. But every year on the first night of Sukkot, you can look up at the sky and see that big, beautiful harvest moon, that same exact moon, the same moon that Jews across the world are seeing, the same moon that our ancestors saw. And it unites us across time, across space, and creates this incredible connection, this sense of peoplehood, of belonging to something that is greater than ourselves. Things change, of course, but the world keeps spinning, but God and God's presence in nature is constant. Take a little bit of a left turn here, because what immediately popped into my mind when I saw that harvest moon last night was one of my favorite songs from one of the best Jewish cartoon movies that's ever been created, Fievel, An American Tale. Yeah? Right? So in Fievel, An American Tale, these little mice, Jewish mice, refugees, the brother and sister get separated, and there's this beautiful scene where they sing a duet in these different places. And they say, somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight. Somewhere out there, someone's saying a prayer that we'll find one another in that big somewhere out there. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star. And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky. It doesn't matter where you might be. We all see that beautiful harvest moon. It connects us not only to God, but also to one another. We are a people dispersed. And on Sukkot, when we look up through the roofs of our sukkahs, we're looking at that same sky. No matter where we are, no matter what's going on in our life, we feel that moment of connection, that moment of stability. As those little wise mouses explain, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky.
I am just the right age, of course, to have sung that song as a child many, many, many times, like to have performed that publicly. Like that was a very deep blast from the past. And I think I might have to teach my little mice at home that song. That was, I could sing it now. Do you want to hear what it sounds like?
Yeah.
It's so sweet. Okay,
I wish I could help you.
sorry, I
Sorry.
think I got it.
Okay.
Somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight. Somewhere out there, someone's saying a prayer that we'll find one another in that big somewhere out there. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star. And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky. Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight. I know. So, and the thing is, I haven't thought about that in 30 years easily, but like that's the power of music, that it stays, right? It stays forever and ever and ever. Thank you. That was really sweet.
Thank you for singing it.
Thanks. Okay, let's find the right spot. And in the way in which I like to point some of these things out, the little bit of Torah that we're going to chant today comes from Parashat Emor. And this is a whole section of the Torah of the calendar. So we have lists of holidays and exactly when you're supposed to do them and how you're supposed to do them. And it's just sort of like, by the way, if you forgot, here's your planner for the year right here. So the 3 verses that I will read speak very specifically about celebrating Sukkot. And the last sentence, because as I have shared often in this setting many times, my home base, right, the place where my brain goes first is always to the prayer book, because I learned prayers before ever I learned Torah. So when we have words in Torah that I associate with prayers that appear in our prayer book, it's very exciting to me. And we have one of those spots, okay, in this little bit of Hebrew. Here we go. V'chagotem oto chag l'Adonai, shivat yamim bashana, chukat olam lidorotechem, b'chodesh hashvi'i tachogu oto, b'sukkot teshivu shivat yamim, kol ha'ezrach b'Yisrael, Yeshivu basukot lema'an yadeu dorotechem ki basukot hoshavti et bnei Israel v'hotzi'i otam me'eretz Mitzrayim ani Adonai Elohechem. Vayidaber Moshe et moadei Adonai el bnei Yisrael. So this line, Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe et moadei Adonai. Wait, I'm going to say it right. Vayidaber Moshe et moadei Adonai el bnei Yisrael. So these are the appointed times of God that Moses explains to the children of Israel. And this is a line in the prayer book called the Pesikta Diyoma. I know. The verse that says like what day it is. It's like a landmark in the prayers that like, P.S. if you forgot, it's a festival. That's the sentence in the prayer book that helps you remember. Cool. I didn't know that.
While we have our Torah out, we take a moment to think of those who are in need of a little bit of wholeness in their lives, a bit of healing of body, mind, or spirit. If there's someone that you're thinking of, I invite you to share their name as they look around. Jim again.
Page 511. Misheberach avotenu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor haberacha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Please rise as we dress the Torah.
Ashivenu Adonai elecha venashuva Kadesh 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 Yameinu Keketem. Kadesh 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 Yameinu Kekedem. And as I started to lift the Torah to put it in an ark, I then remembered this is its spot. Just a word about why this Torah. So the congregation has 6 Torahs, and we are, in order to keep them kosher, we are supposed to read from them at least once each year. And this particular Torah, which lives in the sanctuary, this is the one day a year that we read from it and honor it. I know it's a very special day for this Torah. All right. Well, so why have multiple Torahs? Why only one time a year, right? So if you think about the natural Shabbat cycle of readings, right, we're progressing through the scroll, one reading at a time. But then all of the festivals and holidays have specific Torah portions that come from different parts of the Torah. So we have one Torah that's sort of designated as our always Torah, and
Because of the writing's easy and to lift it, right?
Yes, that one in particular.
The kids have the easiest script.
yes, we definitely use the one that is most user-friendly on a regular basis. And each of the other ones, we use at designated times throughout the year. They're rolled more or less to the neighborhood where we need them for specific holidays and specific usage. The one real exception to that is the beautiful Mulaski Torah, which I think Rabbi Judy and I both love particularly. And that Torah we use pretty liberally, especially when we're in this space, the smaller
So
one.
again, it's a very light, easy.
Yes, easy to roll.
Take a lot with me all the time, so.
Yes.
It's single big movie 1 to 1.
No, you
It's like, right, a Torah, so it's mixed by like fundraising, you have a Torah, right? We need a Hillel Torah, so that would be a really fun thing, but, you know, and you bring in a scribe to write it. So they usually come once or twice and like people put their hands on it and donate letters or donate phrases. It's a fun thing to do, but we have more than enough Torahs. And then we have baby Torahs in here that were used by rabbis that travel right around the city and around the state.
We'll show you
So
while we get ready for
They
Aleinu.
were actually stored in file cabinets and Blumenthal, Ivy Blumenthal and Herman went and got them back. So they're gorgeous little baby Torahs.
We continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach on page 586. Aleinu L'Shabeach La'adon ha'kol, La'ateit Gidula Le'oseh Bereshit, Shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, Velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adam, Shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, Ve'glor aleinu kechol hamonam, Va'anachnu koreim, u'mishalchamim u'modim, Lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ve'ne'emar ve'haya Adonai, ve'melech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yireh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
Our final prayer will, of course, be our Kaddish. If there's anyone who is remembering someone on this Sukkot morning, I invite you to share their name aloud. On page 598, we join together in the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yitzgazal v'yitzgadash shmei Rabbah, v'yalma zivrach kirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'yomechon u'chayei zechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam almei almaya. Yitzbarach v'yitzshamach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitzramam v'yitznaseh v'yitzadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzhalal shmei tzikudusha b'richu le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'miram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach. If you joined us online.